Okay, so where do thoughts actually arise from? That's the question. So let's take a look as always. First, let's dismantle the question, see the words, and find out what the question is actually seeking as an answer and what the questioner is assuming to be true through the question. What kind of answer is expected from this kind of a question? And based on the words that are used in the question, we can answer it precisely. So the first word is where. Where can only be answered by a someplace, there, here, nowhere, somewhere, everywhere. Everywhere, all this, where is a space word. So the question is asking for a location. It's asking for a place in space. Where do thoughts? Thoughts, we know, are the mental images that we have in our mind that we perceive, that are personal to us. Not everybody can see what we see. Everyone can see what is around us in the physical world, but in our mind, our thoughts are our personal projections. So the images that I can see in my mind, those are thoughts. So where do thoughts actually, in reality, arise from? Arise means they come up. And so the questioner is asking, what location, which is the place where these thoughts randomly come up from? And it's a brilliant question. So the assumption is that there must be a place where these thoughts come up from. And I want to know, where in reality does a thought come up from? To answer this question, let's first understand also why the questioner is asking this question. The questioner, number one, assumes there is a location. Secondly, thoughts appear spontaneously. 99% of the time, we have thoughts which are random. We don't consciously choose or think the thoughts that we have in our mind. Whenever we are not aware of our thoughts, thoughts arise. And what happens if we pay attention to them? A thought arises, I pay attention to it, now I think about it, it moves within time and space and the object, whatever it does, and it arrives somewhere, I have thought something. But here the questioner is asking, where did that thought come up from in the first place? This is a question we never question thoughts when they come up. We simply start following them. We simply pay attention to them. And then we find ourselves either in the past or in the future. Through this commentary and this narration and this imagination and this projection of either the past or the future. Thoughts are about the past or the future. They are not in the present moment anyway. So thoughts appear spontaneously. And the questioner says, where are they arising from? Okay, it's a good question to know, because if you understand this, then you can understand what thought you want to pay attention to and what you want to ignore. Thoughts will not stop arising. Our conditioning is such, our surrounding is such, that the mind, the body is constantly taking in information from your surroundings. You're constantly hearing stuff from other people, which is forcing the mind or the person to think, to feel, to act. But you pay attention. Where attention goes, energy flows. When you pay attention to a thought, you bring it to life. You're giving it your energy. You're allowing that thought to complete, to do some work, to whatever you want to understand or infer, or whatever you want to know about the past or the future. You're imagining the future, you're letting the thought imagine. You're thinking about the past, you're trying to figure out what happened in the past by bringing those images back up. You're giving that thought your energy. If you do it consciously, then you're giving a thought that you consciously want to think about. Energy, your energy. But if thoughts spontaneously arise and you keep giving them your energy, you will feel mentally exhausted. You will find yourself in a spiral. The same thoughts keep repeating themselves. And you'll find that there is no control over them. Now, this now brings us to how can we be conscious of our thoughts? Let's do this. I do this all the time, and you must have seen this in my previous videos. Let's become aware of what our next thought is going to be. Close your eyes and let's wait. We're going to observe, and we can check what the question is asking us as well. Where does a thought actually arise from? So let's wait and observe and wait for the next thought to appear. And if it does appear, then we'll be able to know where it arises from. We'll have a location. But let's wait and see. Let's become aware or conscious of what is my next thought going to be. I'm giving it time. We can wait and wait so that it's not just a quick exercise. Experiment. I want you to experience it. Know that if you become aware of what your next thought is going to be, for some reason, and I will discuss that, it doesn't come up. If I become aware of what my next thought is going to be, there is no next thought that comes up. Okay? I hope you're experiencing that. What is my next thought going to be? You can open your eyes. The next thought does not appear. What is the reason? So if the next thought doesn't appear, obviously we can't find a location because the thought did not come. When we were looking for it to find out where it would arise from, it did not come, and so we have no location. We don't know. We don't know because there is no thought. So we can't say it arose from here. So there is no location because we don't know. Now, why do we not know? Why did the thought not arise? Why will it stop the moment you become aware of it? When awareness is all there is in reality, then the appearance in awareness cannot appear if you become aware of awareness itself. I'll give you examples. Imagine you're in the middle of you're in a boat, you're in the middle of a surrounding that is full of waves, water waves. Infinite, wherever you look, all around you, there are waves. Some are big, some are small, some are fast, some are slow. They arise and they subside. They're moving, they're making noise. All around you, waves. Now you would probably infer that I am in the middle of an ocean. How did you come to the conclusion that I am in the middle of an ocean? Because there are infinite number of waves around you. And you would say that because there are so many waves, these many waves would not be in a glass of water, they would not be in a pond, they would not be in a little lake. I must be in the middle of an ocean. You saw waves, you inferred the ocean. Now if you look into the water and try to find the ocean, you won't find the ocean. You can't find the ocean in the waves. The ocean is not another kind of wave. It is that in which all waves arise and subside. It itself is not another wave. So your mind, awareness, consciousness is where all your thoughts arise and subside. The mind is not another kind of thought or a thing. Consciousness or awareness is not another kind of thing or thought. It is that in which all thoughts arise and subside. So the question comes again, where? Location. So why location? So if you take the analogy of, let's take the same story of the water. If water in the ocean hears about waves, it says, there's something called waves on my surface. And there are many of them. I hear they're fast, they're slow, they're high, they're low, they play about. I want to see if water decides, let me watch where the next wave is going to arise from. Water waiting for a wave to arise. Impossible. The water can never find a wave because the wave is an appearance of water. So if water becomes aware, a wave can never arise. The wave is nothing but water. It is an appearance in water. And in the ocean, the wave is at a particular location. The wave in the ocean can arise and subside. But as far as water is concerned, there is no space. There is no ocean. The ocean is nothing but water. So in the same way, if we become aware of what our next thought is going to be, when awareness is alert and awake, that which is an appearance cannot appear, because it has to appear when you're not aware of it. The movie on a screen only appears and is exciting when you say, I forget about the screen. I want to enjoy what is appearing on the screen. Okay, let's go a little deeper now. We still haven't fully answered the question and why it cannot be answered. We'll get to that now. In my previous videos, we talk about this all the time. The mind, a thing, and a thought. These three arise and subside simultaneously. You can't have one without the other two. You can't have a thing without a thought and the mind. You can't have a thought without its thing and the mind. You see, the mind is inferred by a thing or a thought. Very practical things that we should become aware of. We should understand how things work. You see an object, you cannot see an object without knowing it. Even if it's a new object, you know that you don't know it. So let's take for an example. Let's use things that we use in our daily life. You see a chair. You see a chair. That's the physical thing. The physical thing is the chair. Chair is in the mind. It's a thought. I see a thing and its thought simultaneously, and I infer they're in my mind. The thing, thought, and mind come up together and go down together. Things are in time and space. Things are objects which are limited in time and space. Now, a thing is physically real, but time and space are not real things. You cannot touch space. You cannot see space. You cannot perceive space as you perceive physical things. You cannot perceive time like you perceive physical things. Because an object is perceived, time and space are automatically inferred. So if I see a chair, I automatically know it is in this room, in this house, in this society, in this compound, in this country. Space, place. I infer that it is here and not anywhere else. And I saw it. When I saw it, it was 11 o'clock. It wasn't 6 o'clock. It was 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock, in this house, I saw a chair. Object in time and space. So, with an object is inferred time and space. Again, without the object, there is no time, there is no space. There is no... That which is inferred cannot be thought about or perceived without the object. Without a thing, there is no time and space. So a thing arises with time and space, within time and space. And to give you the best example, when you have a dream, when you dream at night, the dream does not have a beginning. It doesn't have a location where it starts. Whenever you have a dream, you're already in the dream. Everything is already set up. The things, the world, the whole universe arises spontaneously. Time, space, and objects, and you as the person you are. Everything comes up together. And there is no point where you can say, oh, before this, I wasn't dreaming. I just started from this point. There is no starting point. There is no starting place. The universe spontaneously, the dream universe spontaneously begins with time, space, and objects. It's always the story already started without a beginning. In the same way, we cannot pinpoint where thoughts arise from because they are appearances. There is no physical location. There is no mental location where a thought arises from. As soon as you're not aware of your thoughts, they will pop up. You become aware of them, there's nothing that can appear in that which is real.